I think the point with which I particularly have sympathy is that Indian political class has not done enough to sell the idea of reform to people by and large. I think it's by and large the message is, we have to reform, but we'll also look after you, as if there is a contradiction between the fate of the poor and the reform. And it's a tough, and their job is not easy, Indian politicians' job, because India has had sort of 6 decades of socialist toxification. I once had a conversation with Mr. Narasimha Rao. After he ceased to be Prime Minister, politicians have a lot more time for you, and they really love you if you meet them when they've lost power. So he was a very wise man. I used to go see him and spend a lot of time with him. And I asked him, I would keep on asking him, how did you make this U-turn on India's economy? So he said, no. In India, you can never be seen to be making a U-turn. So I said, so how does Narasimha Rao make a U-turn without anybody figuring out that he's making a U-turn? So he smiled, one of his rare mischievous smiles, and he said, suppose the ground under you is moving. So you need politicians of great skills in this country to bring about this change without jerking the system, because people then start responding, and people who get left out, because a rising tide lifts all boats, but it doesn't lift all boats uniformly at the same time. It lifts the yachts first, and the others see those boats going up and say, what the hell is going on? So there is a problem, and she's underlined the problem very well. I see Sadhguru very amused by this. Rahul, she's done half the job for you. I mean, she's also told you what your responsibility is. If India has to reboot, it needs to fix its manufacturing, which basically means you have to fix Bajaj Auto, right? So if you
didn't only give her my time, whatever it was, but
no, you can take the rest
she
of
took
mine.
away my content. You are right. And most of what she said, I fully
agree with. You didn't go to Harvard. So you didn't go to Harvard, no?
No, I went the other side of Charles River, which is not intellectual. That's Harvard Business School. This is the intellectual part of Harvard.
So while you talk...
They don't make money, I make money. That's the difference.
While you talk... they spend it. So while you talk manufacturing and the rest, Rahul also, and let's be serious, you and I, it's tough for us to be serious. Let's also talk about how to bring back this optimism. We are becoming, Indians in this audience will know it. I call ourselves now the Meena Kumari Society. Now, Meena Kumari was called the tragedy queen of Indian cinema in the 60s. If you went to see a Meena Kumari film, my mom would say, take 2 handkerchiefs. Her face appeared on the screen and the whole country would start crying. Sometimes I say, our Prime Minister looks like that. Lately, last 3 weeks he's begun to smile, right? He's no longer Meena Kumari. So how do we get ourselves out of this Meena Kumari mindset and get some optimism back?
The kind of things you have been saying, Shekhar, I better make clear to those who don't know me that I'm a very, very proud Indian. And I have a very positive and optimistic view of where India will be, in spite of all that's happening for the next 5, 10, 15 years. Amongst other reasons, one major reason is we have skilled and motivated workers, entrepreneurs, farmers who are raring to go. Then where are we and why are we here? What Ms. Gopinath mentioned. I don't want to blame democracy because I don't want a government other than democratic. That's the best system we can have, as Winston Churchill said. But he did say it's a terrible form of government. And we have been seeing this for the last so many years in India. Political expediency rather than what's good for India. We have a fiscal deficit, we have a current account deficit, we have weak governance, we have inflation. Consequences are inadequate infrastructure, a high rate of interest, low rate of GDP. In addition to that, why is the domestic and foreign investment desires weak? In addition to all this, because of a land acquisition policy, and I have no time to go into details, we have to take care of the farmer. If somebody comes to take my land, if the government comes to take my land, I will fight to the last breath. But that doesn't mean there should be no growth. Environment. It's not a question of the present or the past Minister of Environment, and the Law Minister rightly said he doesn't want to talk of the ministry. But again, I want my children and grandchildren to have a clean environment. Then go back to the cave age. Our former Prime Minister Indira Gandhi said the biggest polluter is poverty. Go back to the cave age. We have to have balanced growth, sustainable growth. Nothing is moving. There are no clearances, no investments are being made. You need very correct industrial jobs, good industrial jobs in the organized sector. That's where we pay well. That's where the working conditions are good. And why? Labor legislation. No political party. That's one reform no political party is willing to do. They don't have the guts to do it. To protect 8 million people in the organized sector. You are hurting not only the farmers, so many unorganized people, they get minimum wages, 3,000, 4,000 rupees a month, and terrible working conditions. You free it for 5 years, Mr. Minister, and see what happens. Just let us, yes, there is no safety net. I have no time to go into that. So there is no safety net. Whichever industry or company wants to reduce its workforce, it should provide a safety net. I won't go into details what kind of safety net. That is a requirement in a country like India. So we need the goods and services tax. We need a proper direct tax code. I mean, today, if we don't move ahead, if we don't have the right sentiment, apart from the various things we need, whether it's a good services tax, and there's a whole list. The problem is how to get it done. Even FDI in retail, it doesn't require parliamentary approval. But those states who will not do it, out. And if someone like the West Bengal Chief Minister brings in some resolution on FDI retail to show that the majority of the lower house of parliament is against it, and if that succeeds, legally it may not be binding, but I don't know how the government can move ahead. And there's a companies bill, there's a pension bill, there's an insurance bill. The left will oppose it. I can understand that. That's an ideological situation. When I was in the upper house of parliament, they were all sitting next to me and we became friendly, though we don't agree with each other on these issues. But the BJP, and I have very good friends in the Congress, present company not excluded, and I have very good friends in the BJP. They agree on economic matters, and I've said it on TV channels so many times. Mostly they agree on economic matters. They may have some other disagreements. But no, it's political opportunism. And whenever I talk to a cabinet minister in the government, BJP did this, BJP didn't cooperate. You get convinced. And then you talk to the BJP guys, and they say the same thing. Now, it's not for me or anyone else to say who's wrong, who's right. The winter session is coming now, Shekhar, from 21st of November for a month. I don't think it will be completely destroyed like two other sessions earlier. I don't think BJP can afford to do that. I don't know what your views are. But what will it be done? I mean, there are so many parties, each will disrupt it for its own reasons for a couple of hours. Half day gone. I used to see that when I was there. And without BJP support, nothing can get passed in the Raj Sabha because the left and others will oppose it anyway. Even perhaps the Samajwadi Party and Mayawati support, who may not support FDI in retail. So how do we move ahead? It's opportunism. And as I said, it's not for me to blame anybody. So I think the political climate is bad, and what doesn't give me hope is the parliamentary elections, which are due. You know, we have two state elections. One has just finished, one will finish in December. The results will be out on 20th of December. There'll be 8 more elections 2013. But the mother of all elections, the parliament elections, this latest is May 2014. There are people talking it could be after the budget next year. I don't know that's not my job. But I don't see hope there too. Everybody says, which government will form the government? So we are not getting into that. We are saying, we are paying a price for democracy. This is not an excuse, because I don't want any other system other than democracy. And it is the responsibility and the obligation of every citizen of India to see that it functions well, to elect not criminals, to elect people not on the basis of caste and color and on money power, to elect the right people. Now, how does it get done? I mean, I have no answers. Shekhar and the minister will know much better than me. But I am, as a very proud Indian, a very unhappy Indian today. And I don't think anybody is afraid of 10% growth. Shekhar is very difficult to disagree with him. We love 10% growth. We need, with a $1,500 per capita income and $40,000 in the developed world like United States, It's no consolation. We are 5.5% this year. They are 0, 1.5. We need 10. There's tremendous inequality in our country. There's tremendous poverty in our country. Unless we grow at 10, people are afraid to say that because it's not easy. There are various economic calculations, which the person on my left will know much better than me, without which savings rate, this rate, that rate, you cannot reach 10. So they don't want to talk about it. And that's all right. It's not that they are afraid, okay, it's a little inflationary or what? What will we do with a lot of money coming in? I'm not worried. We want 10%. I say it openly. And I think the people of India will support me in saying we want 10%, but follow the right policies. Get these guys, politicians, working together. And I think I'll stop there.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time. And Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.